Hello, hello, my lovely Cancers. Welcome to your reading for March 11th through March 24th. Let's go ahead and get started. We are doing your 2 weeks. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get everything finished placing here. So Cancer, right off the bat, I have a feeling here that you are searching for your freedom or a sense of freedom. We actually have the Chariot card here showing up in week 2, which is the card associated with the sign of Cancer. So Cancer, this is your card here, the Chariot, for week 2 on Friday. So we will get to that card as we start going through and uncovering what these cards are telling me here. But just right off the bat, looking at everything, I feel like there is a lot of conflict, mostly internal conflict happening within you, and it is your desire to search for some sort of freedom for yourself here. So we're going to go ahead and get started with your first card for week 1 on March 11th here, Cancer. You have the Four of Wands in reverse. Now, this is, if you look at this closely, right, this looks kind of like a building of some sort or some sort of square block thing, right? When I look at this right now, what I'm focusing on is the wands themselves, and it almost to me looks like a prison. This Four of Wands is normally associated with things like building a new life for yourself, moving into a new opportunity, or somewhere that requires you to leave your old life behind. This is also sometimes a card of like marriage or relationships or just the foundations of your home life. And with this card being in the reverse, again, I have this, idea that these bars look like prison bars. It looks like you are contained within a cage. Instead of your home at this time feeling like a relaxing or supportive environment, you may find that you are struggling with feeling trapped at your home. Some of you could be wanting to get out more often and start to do some more outdoor activities now that we're starting to get close to spring. Some of you may just be in a not so nice or comforting home environment. Maybe you have to live with family members or roommates that make it difficult for you to feel comfortable within your own house. Whatever the case may be here, Cancer, it's sitting very heavily on your mind starting off your week on Monday. On Tuesday here, Cancer, you move on to the King of Swords in reverse. Now, this can sometimes mean that you are feeling very nitpicky about certain things, that you are coming across very critical or judgmental to other people or things around you. The King of Swords in reverse is someone who can they kind of belittle people in a way, trying to look at things from a logical point of view, and they may put logic and reasoning over the value of their emotions. And it can be a very infuriating or frustrating person to deal with when you're trying to get them to see or understand your point of view. This is the kind of person that doesn't want to hear anybody else's opinion, doesn't want to hear anybody else's ideas. They think they have all the right answers. Now, Cancer, as I said, this could possibly be you feeling very sensitive at this time, feeling very, very much like you have to protect your space, but doing so in a way that maybe causes more harm than really like a healthy boundary setting, right? For most of you, I feel like if you are dealing with a person within your home space, such as a roommate or a family member, it could specifically be an air sign that you are dealing with, so Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. I feel like this is mostly related to your mental state at this time, however, Cancer. I feel like you are maybe also trying to find the right way to go about handling something. You're trying to find the best way possible, and you may need to open yourself up more to the opinions or suggestions of other people around you. You don't have to go it alone. And in fact, I feel like dealing with this specifically, you might actually find that it's a lot easier if you allow some help to come in. Because the King of Swords, this kind of feels like a person who is trying to do everything on their own. And you don't have to do everything on your own here, Cancer. Cancer, you move on to the Two of Swords here. On Wednesday the 13th, you have the Two of Swords here, Cancer. And what this tells me is that you are coming up on a decision that needs to be made. Today, on the 13th, could be a very important time for you to be making decisions. And it could be something that you're feeling very conflicted about. Something that is requiring you to maybe give up more than what you are expecting to give up or hoping to give up. It could also be something that requires you to step into an uncomfortable place of responsibility that maybe you don't feel ready for or ready to handle at this time. But the Two of Swords is one of those cards that doesn't really suggest an easy answer to this, right? This is kind of the card of both sides feeling pretty equal, things being pulled in an even direction. And when that happens, there's no pressure that's going to pull you in one direction or the other. Nothing to sway you towards the proper or correct decision. And so, Cancer, I wish I could give you a much more clear picture of what direction this Two of Swords should go. And, maybe we kind of uncover a little bit more as we go on. It's very possible we could figure out, the solution to this Two of Swords here soon. But as it stands right now, it's just a lot of confusion about making decisions and figuring out what the next right move is for you. I mean, since we were talking about your home life and dealing with this highly critical individual, it's very possible you feel conflicted about how to handle this individual. And interestingly enough for you, Cancer, that Two of Swords actually falls directly in between the King of Swords in reverse here, and your very next card after it is the Queen of Swords in reverse. So you actually have the, King and Queen, the two court cards, two of the four court cards. Husband and wife, king and queen. So it's very possible here, Cancer, that you are dealing with someone who is of the opposite presenting energy. So masculine versus feminine, It's not necessarily related to the gender of the actual person, because you can have feminine presenting masculine people or masculine presenting feminine people. Whatever the energy is, I feel like even if it isn't necessarily a gender opposition happening here, there is definitely a opposition in the way to do things, because you have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. And normally in the upright, these people work together and they are a team. They are a team that can handle and coordinate decision-making processes together. They're able to bounce their ideas off of each other and to figure out things logically and put plans in place to move forward. The Queen of Swords specifically is especially dealing with decisions. When you look at her card in the upright, there's two mountains that she's standing between, which is meant to represent two decisions or opportunities. She's looking towards one direction and preparing herself to move forward towards one thing. The Queen of Swords is meant to be shown as a decision-making person. This is someone who can look at things with clarity and is able to, as we said, figure out the proper steps to dealing with something. So having these two people here, it's very possible that the person that you're dealing with, Cancer, is someone who does not value your input about how to handle something. This is very much on the mental level, on the thinking level, as if you aren't seeing eye to eye with a person intellectually. So this could be someone maybe at work who chooses to argue with you repeatedly over how to do something, and they want to do things only their way, and they're not listening to input from you or other team members. This could be someone living within your, household, as we said with that Four of Wands. Someone who's maybe very critical of the way that you live your life or the decisions that you make. Whatever the case may be, Cancer, there's definitely a very opposite and opposing energy that is making it very hard for you to move between these places, to make decisions based on how to deal with this person. And you may feel very stuck because it feels like this person is not necessarily someone that you can avoid or get rid of. It feels like this is someone that you have to kind of put up with for the time being. Moving on to Friday here, Friday the 15th, you have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So, dealing with this person and this individual, it very well could be this person is being highly critical of you and it has shot your confidence. The Knight of Wands is saying that at this time you do not feel confident. You do not feel as though you have influence or power. You may be lacking motivation or lacking inspiration on how to problem solve, how to creatively handle this problem. You may also be feeling very burnt out, as though you have been making a lot of decisions only for them to be criticized or to not be good enough for this person that you're dealing with. And so the Knight of Wands in reverse, it's feeling missed, feeling like you are separate from the things that you have been trying to figure out. Your confidence is shot. You feel as though you have no influence over your life or very little influence over the things that are important to you. So Cancer, dealing with this person so far, they do not seem like they are a fun person to be around. So I'm very sorry. You know, it's hard to deal with people, especially when we can't distance ourselves from them, when we have to put up with them, say in the workplace or in the home, while we, figure things out. So let's move on here on Saturday, March 16th here, Cancer, you have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So not only is your confidence shot, but this person that you're dealing with is leaving you feeling as though you have no resources to move with. And what I mean by that is the Queen of Pentacles, the Pentacles can represent money. So dealing with this person could be causing a very large financial drain on you. But it's also more than just money with the Pentacles, right? It's our resources. So our time, our skills, our ability to do things or take care of things, especially our time, for sure. And so with the Queen of Pentacles being in reverse, this is you feeling like you don't have enough time, like you don't have enough resources, as if this person has drained you. The Queen of Pentacles it's one of those cards of the tarot that's often associated with like motherhood, right? And I know that Cancer often gets called the sign of like the mother, it's the mother of the zodiac, right? And Cancer, I'm not saying that you have to be a mother or something like that. I'm saying that this energy specifically, it feels like this person you're dealing with wants you to mother them, wants you to take care of them, wants you to do the things and the self-sacrificing of what a mother or parent should do, right? And so this person putting this strain on you is causing you to run out of these things, run out of these resources, time, energy, money, could be all three, potentially, depending on who you're dealing with. And so Cancer, this person not only is messing up your home life, not only messing up your ability to think clearly and your ability to feel confident, but they are actually physically messing up your resources, messing up your finances, things that you could be using to build and better yourself, things that you could be using to change your situation for the better for yourself, are instead being spent on trying to please this person that you're dealing with. So for example, if you're trying to save up money to move out of a bad living situation, this person could be requiring more money from you than what you have. And it may be biting into your savings a little bit because you're spending so much money trying to keep this person happy. And I'm just going to tell you from that King of Swords in reverse, I feel like no matter what you do here, Cancer, this person's just not going to be happy about it. They're going to be very critical about whatever it is that you choose to do. Let's talk about your next card here, Cancer. Your card for Sunday for week 1 on March 17th, you have the King of Wands. Cancer, I feel like this is the energy that you need to embody right now. So, as we said, this person that you're dealing with, that you're struggling with, that's causing havoc within your home. Now, just because they're causing havoc within your home doesn't necessarily mean that they are in your home specifically. Like for some of you, they could actually be in your home, like a family member, like we said. But it also could be someone at work that you're dealing with that maybe calls you after work hours and asks you to do a bunch of work, and it gets in the way of your home life with your family, for example, right? So The King of Wands here, this is a person who knows what they want. This is a person who goes for the things that they want. They have power and influence, and they don't allow things to bother them that are beneath them, right? They know where they're supposed to be going. They know who they are. And so, Cancer, you need to recognize your power and recognize your influence that you do have within this. So, for example, you may not necessarily be able to, ignore or block this person's phone number, but what you can do is choose not to answer your phone outside of business hours to start, right? If this person is within your home, this could be you having a conversation and improving your boundaries with this person and understanding where you have power, specifically, Cancer. So you don't have the power to control other people's emotions. You don't have the power to control other people's responses to you. But what you do have control over is your own decisions. You have control over the choices that you make. You have control over the way that you choose to do things. You have control over your emotions. So, recognizing the places where you do have control, where you do have power, and where you can exert your own influence. Getting back in touch with the things that make you, you, and the power that you hold, taking back your power, Cancer. And that is going to be the important way to handle this person that you're dealing with. Taking back your power and not allowing them to influence you negatively, to disrupt your day or disrupt your good mood. Ooh, I almost forgot here. So, I just remembered, even though our reading ends on the 24th of March, on March 25th, we have a very powerful full moon happening in the sign of Libra. And it is not only a full moon, but it is a super moon, which means it's going to be very big. It's part of a lunar eclipse that is going to be happening. We're starting off eclipse season. So, Cancer, take a look at your birth chart if you do have it, if you know it. Figure out what house Libra is sitting in for you, where this moon is going to be influencing you, and keep note of that going forward. All right, Cancer, let's go ahead and move on to week 2 here down below. We're going to start off with Monday the 18th, and you start off with the 2 of Pentacles. So, Cancer, as we said, finding your power, finding your influence. The 2 of Pentacles is your balance of this influence, the balance, the juggling act that has to occur for you to make sure that things are being taken care of. So with the 2 of Pentacles, this is you taking your power back, taking your influence, and figuring out how to handle the energy with this person, how to juggle your influence. This is ensuring that you have enough resources to give to this person, but also still having enough resources to take care of yourself. Because as we said, sometimes you can't just get rid of a person. You can't just walk away. Maybe this person's part of your job, or they live with you and you don't, have enough money to move out or whatever. The 2 of Pentacles is saying that you're going to make sure that you're taking care of what needs to be taken care of and nothing more. You're not giving so much. You're not giving everything to this person. You're giving them just what you can afford to give them and making sure that you still keep some for yourself. And it's a delicate balancing act of trying to, take care of yourself. And part of that is your boundaries, making sure that you have good boundaries so that you can hold those boundaries and make sure this person's not using you or taking advantage of you. Tuesday, Cancer, you move on to the 5 of Wands in reverse. This card signals conflict, and it tells me, Cancer, that you want absolutely nothing to do with it, and I respect that, okay? The 5 of Wands in reverse is conflict, so it's very possible that on that Monday with the 2 of Pentacles and you balancing your energy, making sure that you are enacting your boundaries with this person, it's very possible with this 5 of Wands in reverse that this person does not like it. This person may throw a temper tantrum about it. They may cause conflict with you or other people because they are upset that you are not giving them what they had before. However, with this in reverse, Cancer, just remember, other people's emotions are not your problem to fix. If they have a problem with your boundaries, that is their problem. And it is not your job, Cancer, to go back and fine tune your boundaries and move them around to make this other person happy. You have to make sure that ultimately, Cancer, you are happy first, you are taken care of first. And if someone gets upset that you have boundaries, that you have healthy relationship with yourself and another person, then as far as they're concerned, they can go be upset about it. And it's not your job to worry about it. It's not your job to deal with it or to make them feel better with their crummy emotional regulation, right? So the Five of Wands in reverse, Cancer, this person may try to cause conflict, but don't get yourself involved in the middle of it. And honestly, this Five of Wands in reverse looks like you're choosing not to get involved whatsoever. You're choosing to not partake in this drama that this person is trying to stir up because you are not giving them what they demand from you. Cancer, on Wednesday, you move on to the Emperor card. And this is truly enacting your power. The Emperor is, sometimes this card can have like an air of control about it. Sometimes it can lean towards like negative control. But Cancer, I don't see it as a negative thing for you. What I see here is you taking control of your life, taking control of your opportunities, making sure that you understand that you are the one in the driver's seat for your life, that you are the one who makes the decisions, and you are the one who really does hold all the power here, because this person looks like they are mooching off of you for something. It looks like they're trying to take something from you, especially with that Queen of Pentacles in reverse. You know, are they taking your time, money, energy? They're taking your resources in some way. They're taking from you, whether it be emotionally, energetically, time-wise, as we said. And the Emperor is you saying, no, I am going to enact my boundaries with the firmness of a member of royalty. So sitting on your throne here, Cancer, taking care of yourself, taking care of what needs taken care of, and making sure that your energy and your resources are guarded and protected. The Emperor is, it's not a bad sense of control in this case, Cancer. It is you choosing to take back your power and influence and not allowing this person to run ragged over you and use you. On Thursday here, Cancer, you move on to the Ace of Cups in reverse. Now, what I'm getting from this is I feel like something happens on this day where you get a glimpse of what your future would possibly look like once you are freed from this situation, once you are able to free yourself from this person that you are dealing with, whether it be choosing to move out, choosing to go no contact with this person, or choosing to move on to a different workplace, right? With this card being in the reverse, I don't feel like you are taking this opportunity right now. I feel like instead you are more wishing or hoping for the chance. Maybe something comes up that allows you to think about it, but it's not something that you can yet enact within your life. Say, for example, knowing that an apartment or a lease somewhere is going to be coming up soon, but still not having the opportunity to move in just yet, right? So this is not something that you are able to change at this time, but something here almost makes the possibility a little bit more real for you, almost makes it so that you can grab this opportunity here soon, but it's not yet something that you can grab yet. So with that though, even though you can't yet take up this opportunity, even though you can't yet go in and move this opportunity here gives you hope. And it gives you a sense of freedom here because Cancer, on Friday, the next day, you move on to the Chariot. Now, at the very beginning of the reading, we said and mentioned that the Chariot is actually the card in the tarot associated with the sign of Cancer. So Cancer, this is your card. And I want you to take a good look at this card with this person on it, right? When you see this person riding on the Chariot, they're not just riding it, right? When you see this person on the Chariot, look at how excited they are. Look at how happy and joyful they are. they're not even steering the chariot. They just have their hands up in the air like they're on a fun roller coaster, and they're just along for the ride. And so, Cancer, it's meant to show a sense of surrendering control to the universe and allowing yourself to be led in a new direction. It's about enjoying the ride along the way, enjoying the things and places that you are brought to and that you see, and not trying to enact too much control over your destination, right? Trusting that the universe is going to lead you the way that you are meant to be led, the direction and the place that you're meant to go. And so with this showing up after that Ace of Cups, I feel like, even though this opportunity, this thing that's going to give you that sense of freedom or that sense of, that sense of happiness that you've been looking for, or that answer to this, dealing with this person, it's enough to help you feel free. It's enough to help you start feeling like, okay, this is actually going to happen. I'm actually going to get away from this bad situation, this bad person that I've been dealing with, and moving on from this, pain or this uncomfortableness. I don't really feel like this is like a sense of pain. I don't necessarily see this being as like a super negative or harmful experience. So I don't necessarily think this is, particularly painful, but it does seem uncomfortable, if that makes sense. It seems like dealing with this person is causing a lot of discomfort emotionally or within your own thoughts. Not necessarily like a physical pain discomfort from it. Even just getting this little message that helps you push forward, even just getting this tiny answer of saying, well, I don't have it for you yet, but maybe in a month we can, look at hiring you on for a new team, or moving into a new apartment away from this bad person or roommate that you're dealing with. And it leaves you, as we said, with that sense of freedom for the Chariot. From Friday on the 22nd, we move to Saturday the 23rd here with the Eight of Cups. And this is interesting to me because normally this is about wondering what you need to walk away from and what is worth it. It carries a sense of reminiscing and, thinking about the past, the way things could have gone, and, what opportunities should you take with you into the future. I feel like the Eight of Cups here has you contemplating whether or not you may have handled this person in the proper way, or handled this discomfort with this person in the proper way. I also feel like some of you are thinking about, I feel like some of you almost feel guilty for wanting to be away from this, or thinking about how, if this is a work situation, you may be thinking about how much you've already put in towards your opportunities here, thinking about the past and how much work you put in to even get this job in the first place, and having it be really disappointing that it didn't work out. And as we said, others, a sense of guilt. So if this is a family member that you're moving away from, or a family member that you're dealing with, some of you could be feeling a sense of guilt for wanting to, be free from this toxic environment. I want to let you know, Cancer, don't feel guilty for taking care of yourself. Do not feel guilty for taking care of you first, because nobody else is going to take care of you first other than you. I shouldn't say nobody else, because, sometimes we have really good partners. But your first choice should be taking care of you first. So don't feel guilty. Moving away from hurtful people and hurtful things is well within your right, even if they are family. Family especially should know better, and more often than not, they don't. And it's really disappointing. So, Cancer, don't let yourself get caught up in negative or bad feelings of guilt about moving away from this. And lastly, Cancer, on the 24th here, you end with the Five of Cups. And this card is about perspective. So when you look at this card, right, if you flip the card over this way, we see that there is a beautiful sunset happening here. And you have three cups here that are facing upright. 3 cups that are filled half full. And it's meant to say, you know, looking at more positive than negative within your life. And then if we flip the card the other direction here, when you see this card, you see that it's dark. It's very, there's no light out within this card. It's in the night. And as you can see now, since it's turned upside down, all those half-filled cups are now pouring out. And we only have 2 cups that are in the upright. Only 2 cups that are filled half full. And it's meant to indicate looking on things from a negative viewpoint, from a negative point of view. And so with the 5 of Cups showing up here, Cancer, to end your reading, this is all going to be about perspective. What perspective are you looking at this situation from? What perspective are you choosing to maintain at this time? Are you choosing to look on the negative of things, feeling sorry, feeling guilty, choosing to stay meek and small and in your little box to please this person that is causing you disruption? Or are you looking on the positive side, understanding that while things may not have worked out in this one area or within this relationship, looking on the positive, seeing the ways that you can move away from this person or move out of this painful experience, understanding that taking care of yourself is a positive experience in the long run, even if it means dealing with some uncomfortable or somewhat negative experiences to start with. So, Cancer, that is where I leave you. Most importantly, I think you need to take note of your perspective. Take note of the way that you are approaching this and the way that you feel about this situation. Make sure that you are attempting to look on the positive side as opposed to the negative sides when dealing with this person. And, you know, don't let this person shake your confidence. Don't let them get you down. Because as we said, you know, their emotions are theirs, their reactions are theirs, and it's more of a reflection on themselves and how they feel about themselves than it is about you and how you are and how you're doing. So, thank you so much for being here today for your reading for March 11th through March 24th. I hope that you all have a very happy full moon, and I look forward to seeing you all again next week.